Hi, okay. So it's a new day. Just got up and I am ready to dive headfirst into making my new website. So I'm going to get all my setup stuff done today, hopefully. Um, you can get it done in one day. I think the only thing is, it's actually a pretty quick process. The only thing that takes time is once you buy everything and file all the stuff, then you have to wait for a confirmation email just to let you know that everything's set up and it's all hooked up and good to go. They say that can take up to 48 hours. Um, but in my experience, it's been pretty instant within, an hour or less. But they must say that for a reason. So it could take up to 48 hours for everything to kind of get locked together. But let's do it. Okay. So here's my current website that I'm going to replace. I'm going to build a whole new website. So this one's fine and all, but it's been up like this for a couple years, and I'm ready for something new. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Bluehost, and we're going to use this special link. It's going to be bluehost.com/track/JAnthonyAllen. Now remember, what going to this link does is it basically keeps our class nice and cheap, this online version of this class. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to this website, this exact URL, and then what's going to happen is you're going to go through the process. You're not even going to know that you ever went to this, but behind the scenes, Bluehost is tracking that you are one of my students and you're taking my class, and that's going to give me a little bit of kickback. So that kickback from Bluehost lets me keep this class a little bit cheaper. I don't work for Bluehost or anything like that. They just have this program that I do. So once I hit return to load up this page, see, it just takes me right to Bluehost. And so you don't even know that happened. So please use that link. I really appreciate it. If you're going to use a different company, that's fine too. But if you use Bluehost, use that link. Okay, so now we're on the Bluehost website. So I'm going to go to products. And then I'm not going to go to this WordPress hosting. I guess I'm just going to say that, I looked at the terms of this, and I just don't like it. It's $12.49 for the first month, and then $24.99 month after. That's just way too expensive. And I don't know what you get extra for this optimized WordPress hosting. So I'm going to go to products, and I'm just going to go to shared hosting. I'm going to look at the terms down here. It's $4.95 a month, unlimited domains, unlimited storage, unlimited websites, unlimited email accounts, free domain name. If you don't have one already, they throw one in for you, which is great. Automated backups, 24/7 support, and some free stuff. That sounds great to me. So I'm going to say get started now. Okay, now we come to this screen. Now what this is saying is that if you already have a domain name, like you've already bought a domain name that you're using, or that you're not using but you bought it through another company or Bluehost or anything like that, type it in here. If you haven't bought a domain name yet, type it in here. Type the name that you want to get here. So let's type in here, I'll just type in my domain name just so I can see what happens. And here are your suffix options. .com. So I'm going to say janthonyallen.com next. And it's going to tell me you can't get that. Somebody already owns that. The domain janthonyallen.com is not available for registration because somebody owns it. I own it. And now it's saying here are some that are available. I could get janthonyallen.co, thejanthonyallen.com, myjanthonyallen.com, janthonyallenonline.com, or .org.net, .us, .info, .biz, .cc, .tv, .ws. So here's a whole bunch of options. JAA.co. Remember, hyphens are good. Hyphens are okay. You can use hyphens. That's about the only punctuation you can use in a domain name. As far as these org.net and all these other ones, net is cool. You can use net. I wouldn't use any of the other ones. They're just not as commonplace yet. So they still look a little weird. Everything works the same, really, on all of them. Some of them cost a little bit more than the other ones. So I would stick with .com or .net. Okay, so I'm going to go back a page, back to this page. What I really should do is put my domain name here because I want to register it with Bluehost. Now, I do own this domain name already, but it's not through Bluehost, actually. It's through a different company, and I'm switching over to Bluehost with that domain name for this. So, the easiest thing for you, if you don't have anything, you're in the best shoes. You're in a good place if you don't have a domain name yet and you don't have hosting, because this hosting plan comes with a free domain name. So if you don't have one yet, type in what you want here and then go to the next page and hopefully you can get it or something similar. And it's included with this $5 a month that you're already paying for hosting. So they're throwing in a free registration of a domain name for you, which is great. So you're in good shoes. But I already have one, so I'm going to type it in here. J. Anthony Allen. I guess I'll add the .com here. Now I'm going to say next. Now, no matter which one of these you used, the old domain or the new domain, once you find one that's not already that is available, or you use the other way that I just used, we both should end up on this screen eventually once you get the right one. So it's saying, great, enter the information for your new account. So now I'm setting up the Bluehost account. Okay, so I'm going to go through and actually do this because throughout this course I'm going to actually build this site. And one of the first things I need to do is transfer my janthonyallen.com account over to Bluehost because it's with another company that I was using for a long time, but I'm ready to switch that one over to Bluehost because all my other website projects have been on Bluehost and I've been really happy with them. I just haven't switched this one over yet. Okay, so I got to enter some account information. This stuff is important. I'm going to put my legal name, which is Jason Allen. Business name, you can put if you want. I'm going to leave blank. Country, I am in the United States. This is where I live. Oops, let's get rid of that. My little autofill, my computer like fills out forms for me. I am in Minnesota. That is my right address. This is my phone number, and this is my email address. Okay. Not that I don't trust you guys, but I'm probably going to go in and blur my phone number, maybe my email address, because it's my personal email address, not my teaching one. Maybe even my address. So if it's blurred out, I trust you guys. You guys are great, but I don't need you knocking on my door. Okay, the email address, the reason I'm putting in my personal one is that this is where they're going to send the confirmation email. And also, later on, if anything goes wrong with my account, which is not likely, but if it does, if something just goes weird and they're like, hey, you've got a problem on your website, this is the main contact info that they're going to use. So you really want this to be one of your main email accounts that you use. Cool, so make sure that's an accurate one. And we're going to need to get into it in just a minute. So don't put a fake email address there. You need to have a real one. Okay, account plan. So here are my options. It looks like the price goes up for the shorter amount of time. And this is my main website, so I'm going to buy it for the longest amount of time. 36 months gets me the best price. These pro accounts are much more expensive. Totally don't need that. And I don't know what these are, but they're super expensive, so I definitely don't want those. I'm just going to go with the cheapest option. $5, 36 months. Cool. Okay, setup free. Search engine jumpstart. I don't want that. Site backup pro. Now I could add this. It's only $1.67 per month. But I don't really know what that gets us because the backup service already comes with our account. And the backup service that comes with our account is great. So I'm going to turn that off because I think this is some extra features of the backup service, but I've had to use the backup with my other accounts with Bluehost, and it's been great. I haven't had any problems at all. You get a backup automatically that's done every day, So it's great. Site lock domain security. I don't really know what that is, but it's $67 per month, so I'm gonna skip it. I don't need it. Okay, billing info. So I'm gonna put in my info here, and I am obviously gonna blur this one out because you don't need my credit card number. But I've got my credit card here. I'm gonna type it in. Now remember, this is a really secure website, so nothing really to worry about here with entering your info. Okay, I've got everything entered, and I've read all their stuff, and I'm gonna say next. Okay, so I entered my credit card info, and I hit the next button on the bottom of that screen, and it took me here. Select the upgrades that best suits your needs. Now, my guess is we're not going to want any of these, but let's go through them really quick. Quick start coaching session. We definitely don't want that because that's what you're doing here. That's what I'm doing for you. So let's skip that. It's a 45-minute phone call. Positive SSL certificate. What this is going to let you do is it's going to be a little more secure if you take credit cards and stuff, but don't get it because the way we're going to take credit cards is a little bit different, but it's going to be 100% secure. Mobile website builder, we don't need that. Website transfer, allow Bluehost professionals to handle the challenge of moving your website and get on with your life knowing your site is best. Okay, we don't need that because I'm not moving a website from one place, an old server company. I would want that if I had a website somewhere else and I was transferring it to Bluehost. I might consider doing that, although you can do it on your own. It can be a little tricky though, so that might be worth it if you have a big website somewhere else and you want to move it over. Dedicated IP address, I don't really care about that. Additional domain names. Now here they're just trying to upsell you a couple more domain names to say, hey, here's some more domain names that you might like that are related to yours. I'm not going to do this, but one thing that's worth pointing out here is that if you have a name that's commonly misspelled, you might buy some other misspellings of your domain name, so that someone could type in your name incorrectly and it still goes to your website. Because remember that we can have several domain names. So let's say we have 3 domain names all going to the same hosting account. So this is our hosting account. This is where our files are. And these are our domain names. They all can go to one. We only need one hosting account, but you can have as many domain names as you want go to that same place. So if you want to buy misspellings of your name or other stuff, if you're working on a website for a business and it had a different name before, but it's got a new name now, get both those domains, send them to the new website so people always get to the right spot. I don't need to buy any extra stuff, so I'm okay. SEO link building, that stands for search engine optimization. We're pretty good with that, so I'm going to skip it. Don't worry about it too much. Additional upgrade total, 0. That's what I like. Complete. All right, congratulations, your purchase was successful. A confirmation email will be sent to me. Okay, now it wants me to create a password for my account. Now, if I haven't mentioned this yet, you are going to be creating a lot of passwords. There's going to be a lot of usernames and a lot of passwords. Now, somewhere in this class, I've put a sheet that's like a grid that will help you keep track of all your usernames and passwords. You're going to have at least 4 right away that you're going to need to keep track of, and it's going to be so frustrating if you buy something and you forget the password or you're using the wrong password with the right username and all this stuff. So you really need to keep track of these. This one is going to be for my main hosting account. So I'm going to create a password. It's a little weak, but maybe it'll let me do it. Let's see. Nope. It says it's not strong enough. Okay. Okay. They want you to, I mean, this is a web hosting company, so they're really hardcore about security. So they want you to have a really good password. So here it says that one's good enough. I'm going to say create. Okay. Now it's taken me all the way back to the login screen. So I can try everything out. So here's my login. They've made it be my name, my website name. And now I'm going to try the password I just created. And it worked. It's going to try to tell me something when I get here. I'm going to say no thanks. Okay. If you get this screen, let's just close that because we're going to walk through this together. So now we're into the nitty-gritty of our website. We're kind of working on the server here, and this is basically a bunch of little programs that we can run on the server. Down at the bottom it says my account. Here's my domain name. Here's when it expires. I can upgrade it if I want. So we're going to walk through what these things do here. Here we have some email settings, the cPanel. We'll talk about all of this stuff in a minute, but let's break for a new video, and then we'll start diving into some of this stuff.